Welcome to Faithfully Executed, where we discuss the week's headlines as seen through the eyes of your friendly neighborhood drag queen. I'm Carrie the One. It's Monday, March 3rd, and today we'll be talking about Israel cutting off aid to Gaza again, the economic blackout, and Trump going full mask off on Ukraine. Let's get into it.
Here we go.
Nothing completes a look like the right accessories, and one of my favorite ways to add a little flair is with a statement pair of glasses. If you're on a budget like yours truly, then you have to check out Zenni. I get all of my glasses from Zenni because they're affordable, high quality, and they come in tons of style and color combinations. I probably have at least 6 or 7 pairs, and I know you can't see right now, but I am in fact wearing my Pride pair. No matter your prescription, lifestyle, or preferences, Zenni has all the customization options and features to take care of your eyes and keep you looking fierce at the same time. Check out carrytheone.com to pick up some fresh new specs for your collection and support the show at the same time.
I, Harry S. Truman.
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
I, Lyndon Baines Johnson.
I, Richard Milhous Nixon.
I, Jimmy Carter.
I, Ronald Reagan.
I, George Herbert Walker Bush.
I, William Jefferson Clinton.
I, George Walker Bush.
I, Barack Hussein Obama.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr.
I, Donald John Trump.
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully
execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
So help me God.
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 On Saturday, March 1st, Phase 1 of the quote ceasefire on Gaza came to an end. During this time, Israel was supposed to negotiate the implementation of Phase 2 of the deal, which would include a full withdrawal of its occupation forces, the release of all remaining hostages in Gaza in exchange for Palestinian hostages taken by Israel, and a permanent end to Israel's genocide campaign in Gaza. Despite agreeing to this framework, Israel refuses to move into Phase 2. Instead, it has agreed to a U.S. framework that would extend Phase 1 through Ramadan in exchange for half of the hostages left in Gaza. Blocking aid for a political motive to pressure people into submission is a war crime under Article 8 of the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court, which explicitly prohibits intentionally using starvation of civilians as a method of warfare by depriving them of objects indispensable to their survival, including willfully impeding relief supplies. I'm not sure what more to say about Israel and what they're doing to Gaza under the financial and military and diplomatic cover the United States provides them. I know it feels futile, but we have to keep the pressure up on our elected officials to hold Netanyahu accountable to the deal that he signed and allow the flow of aid and supplies into Gaza. Again, I understand we've been doing this and it feels like it's not making a difference, but we can't give up just because it's hard. If you're not sure how to do this or what to say when you make these calls, I recommend using the 5 Calls app, or you can go to 5calls.org to help.
Here we go.
A potential deal between the United States and Ukraine intended to pave the way for an end to the war with Russia was up in the air Friday, after a meeting between President Trump and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in the Oval Office on Friday grew contentious. Trump told Zelensky, "You're not acting at all thankful," for the support Zelensky's country had received from the United States, adding that the Ukrainian leader had been disrespectful and telling him, quote, "You're gambling with World War III." Zelensky tried to object, saying he has, quote, "all the respect for your country," and saying, quote, "I said thanks," as Trump raised his voice to speak over him. A scheduled news conference between the two men was subsequently canceled. Zelensky left the White House but didn't take any questions. Zelensky came to Washington and was expected to sign a deal that would give the United States access to Ukrainian rare earth and critical minerals. But the heated session, with raised voices and crosstalk playing out in front of TV cameras, left the future of the negotiations uncertain.
He broke this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have
And
problems.
do you think that it's
I will
respectful
answer.
to come to the Oval Office
I
of the
will
United
answer.
States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't know
God
that.
bless. You will not
you
have
gotta-
a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
I'm not
You're
dictating.
in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the
bad position,
beginning
and
of
he
the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have
in
the
it.
cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
But right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
do you-
III.
what do you think
You're
about?
gambling with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm-
That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of
are you
America
speaking about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I...
You have a damn
We-
good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
Yes. What about
if,
West
if
Indies?
you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course he has.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of
except
times
that
thank
there,
you
except
to
that,
American people.
except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on
I
over
understand,
there.
sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running low
I know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're
I
saying
said,
you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what-
that
what
wasn't
this
with me.
means. It
That was
wasn't
with
with you.
a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
But this
That
is
was
your,
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
Aside from the incredible irony of Trump and Vance demanding decorum and trying to stake the moral high ground here, it's an embarrassment to see how quickly this administration has softened its stance on Russia. This president isn't projecting strength or leading globally. He's forfeiting the US's position as the preeminent superpower in the world, and we will likely see our closest allies distance themselves from us as we continue down this path. Watch for Europe and China to take on more prominent roles in global diplomacy, and watch for them to manage their relations with the Trump administration accordingly.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
People around the country chose to boycott large retailers for the day on Saturday as part of an economic blackout intended to unionize consumers. The idea originated with John Schwartz, founder of an organization called the People's Union, and called upon participants to not spend at Amazon, Walmart, no buying gas or fast food, and no spending at, quote, large corporations. The organization added that if folks were unable to avoid spending, they choose to do so only at locally owned small businesses. Schwartz is already claiming that the blackout was a success, but it's hard to know the true impact. I have a lot of issues with these sort of pop-up boycotts, and I want to be careful how I talk about it because I don't want to discourage folks from taking action. But the truth is, there are lots of ways to make an impact, and boycotts are one of them, but only if done correctly and with intention. First off, I think the communication around this action was super unclear. I saw multiple different versions of this economic blackout and what the terms or what the expectations were. I even saw one with Al Sharpton's name on it, which I have not been able to see anywhere that he officially endorsed or created his own kind of version of this at all. And a lot of them have conflicting or overlapping information. I'd also point out that a lot of the companies that are being targeted by this particular effort are ones that many of us are already boycotting because they support Israel. And that creates, again, confusion and mixes up the message. Second, there are no stated goals or terms that I could find on any of the materials this organization has put out. As far as I can tell, they're not boycotting for any one specific reason. Boycotts are effective because you have terms, and you boycott until those terms are met. There's nothing that any of these companies that are being targeted can do to meet those demands because they haven't listed any. It's just simply vibes. They're just trying to say, look at us and how powerful we can be if we want to be. But there isn't an ask being made here. And lastly, it blows my mind that people think that these pop-up boycotts, these one-day boycotts are ever effective. Even if everyone in the country participated, these corporations can easily withstand a one-day loss. It's not like they're going to go under because they lose one day's worth of revenue. And a lot of folks are still spending the same amount of money. They're just not doing it on that day. So you're not putting that Amazon order in on Saturday, maybe you're just going to put it in on Sunday instead, but you're still giving them your money. You're still spending the money. So it's not even so much that they're losing any kind of revenue. They're just not getting it that day. A boycott is effective because the threat is to withhold support until your terms are met. So by telling an organization, we're not going to buy from you, but only for one day. Okay. How many days have you not bought from Amazon? That's just as effective. Your one-day boycott is just as effective as all the days that you didn't go shopping at Walmart or all the days that you didn't go shopping at Amazon. We've got to do better than this. I want to play a clip from an Instagram video that this guy put out, and then I'll share my thoughts about it.
A lot of people keep asking me, why aren't we doing it longer than a week? Why are we only boycotting Amazon for a week, Walmart for a week? And that's because we're doing this properly and intelligently and strategically. Listen to me. One, we have to give these companies an opportunity to feel the pressure of economic resistance. Two, we have to give them an opportunity to do the right thing and turn around and meet our requests. Three, if we cut these companies off right now completely, what you're actually doing is putting your friends and family's jobs at risk. Because if these companies start losing massive profits now, they're going to cut hours and cut employees. I've been preparing for this a long time. And as I said, this is being done strategically and logically and intelligently. So please trust me, my friends. We start with that shot in the air on Friday with the economic blackout. That's our opportunity to gather, and we are saying we are here. We are here. And a week later, we are boycotting Amazon for a week, and a week after, we're boycotting Nestle, and we're not going to stop. But please don't think that right now we've got to get out there and just cut these companies off completely. Because again, you would only be hurting the people we are working to protect and make life better for. You, me, and everyone else out there. So I hope this helps, my friends. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
So let me get this straight. We don't want these companies to lose too much money because then they'll have to fire people, but we want them to lose enough to take it seriously. I'll be honest, I haven't watched everything this guy's put out, but I've watched enough to know that I don't think he really knows what he's talking about. He's already lined up an economic blackout tour with week-long boycotts of companies like Amazon, General Mills, Target, and McDonald's. But again, they're all fixed length and lack any specific demands or terms. Your efforts and energy are better spent participating in actual boycotts, activism, and mutual aid if impact is your goal. It also feels so suspicious that while this blackout has gone viral, Schwartz and his organization have been collecting funds to support the organization. As of this morning, the recording time, his GoFundMe has reached over $118,000 in contributions. And like much of what this guy posts, it's a lot of word salad without any real specific goals or objectives.
I have something amazing to share with all of you. I just went into the GoFundMe just to push it up just a little bit because we got those realistic estimates for the web platform we're building, 125 to 150,000, which I'm talking to other developers to get it done for a cheaper price because there's no way I'm exhausting out all of the funds that we brought in just to do the website when there's so much more to be done. But I was just going in there just to push it up just a little bit, and we are literally at like 97% of the goal. You are all absolutely amazing, and what we are building here is going to be a true home where we can all organize and come together without having to navigate the toxicity of social media. We are going to have a true platform where we can organize and navigate safely and comfortably without having to go through all that stuff. It is going to be a true place where everyone who is transcending what has divided us can come together. And I'm so excited, my friends, and thank you so much for all of your contributions and your support. This is just absolutely mind-blowing. It is a dream come true, and I promise you, we are going to make this the most incredible thing, and we are going to do so many amazing things together. Thank you.
This guy's asking people for their money, and I'm going to read this straight from the GoFundMe page. I can't figure out what exactly he thinks this organization is going to do and what it is you're giving your money to. So again, right from the GoFundMe, it says, "We refuse to take money from corporations, billionaires, or political insiders." That's great. "Every dollar raised here comes from the people and will be used to fuel real change." Also sounds great, but not very specific. So there are four sort of like pillars here, which I'm assuming are kind of the pillars of the organization and what they plan to do. So the first one is spreading awareness and outreach, funding social campaigns, outreach, and independent media to grow this movement. The second is legal action and advocacy, challenging corruption, fighting unjust laws, and protecting those who stand with us. The third is community organization and infrastructure, building platforms for people to connect, strategize, and take real action. And the fourth is funding economic resistance, organizing nationwide actions like the upcoming 24-hour economic blackout on February 28th. I don't know what any of those things actually mean. They're all great ideas. They're all great in theory. And again, if you're just someone who's looking to kind of feel good about what you're doing and it's all about the vibes for you, this probably really resonates with you. But again, where's the specific plan? How are you going to do these things? And how does the money that you're asking me to give you help you get there? From what I can tell, it doesn't. So I don't know. Listen, it's never a bad time to be more thoughtful about how and where we spend our money. And an overall approach that prioritizes small businesses is a great one. But these micro or pop-up boycotts simply don't achieve any kind of lasting change. Folks might feel good about taking part, but there are so many more impactful ways to get involved, and everything I've seen about this guy feels so off and just screams grifter to me. Proceed with caution, if at all.
We go.
That's going to do it for this week, folks. If you enjoyed the show, please make sure to drop a comment and share the episode with your friends. Don't forget to leave a review wherever you're listening to the show. Follow us on all the socials at FaithfullyXPod, and join the Club Carry VIPs to help keep the lights on and the content coming. As always, you can find all the links to keep up with me and the podcast at faithfullyexecuted.com. We're available now on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music or Audible. Until next time, I'm Carrie the One. Have a good week.